everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and today I am going to be talking about my fashion icks. These are all of the fashion trends, whether current or in the recent past, that I will just never in my life be able to get behind, like ever. This video is just for fun. If you like any of these things, you go. These are just things that I personally never enjoy on myself. I have a good amount of stuff. I'm just gonna be kind of talking through them, why I don't like them, showing some examples, and of course no hate to like anybody or any model that's like in the examples, but it's just to show you guys what I'm talking about. The first fashion ick I have is probably the biggest one. It's shirts that have that little tie in the front, like around this area, around the waist. And it's not like when you tie your own shirt into a knot, it's when it has like two little ends like this sewn in, like on purpose. Does that make sense? And you tie like a little knot on it and it just kind of goes like that. This is something that was really big in the mid 2010s. I feel like this is one of those trends that is a recurring theme in the video that Kohl's just kept pushing for years and years and years. And they probably still make shirts like this because I think my opinion is Kohl's is one of those brands that's kind of behind the times and they don't really care. I just think it's ugly. I'm sorry. This is completely my opinion. I hate like that it makes a little hole like in the shirt after you tie the knot. I hate the way it looks if you like forget to tie it or it comes undone and it just has like the two little like flaps hanging down. Oh my God. I can't, like, it gives me shudders. It's weird because it kind of commercializes like a cool, unique thing too. Instead of just like, you know, tying a knot in your shirt to kind of personalize it. It's like, here are these shirts coming like already, like with that modification. I just think there's something really strange about that. So that's my first big fashion ick. But a lot of these things do come from that era too, like that mid 2010s type of era. I think a lot of the trends kind of have to do with that boho sort of aesthetic. And by the way, I love like more hippie, like bohemian clothes in general. But I think that like the massive commodification of those trends and like the commercialization and how popular they became changed it from what it started as. It really morphed it into something else that was just like so strange and so weird and unnatural. So going off of that, my next fashion ick is tassels. And not just any tassels, I'm talking about the ones that have like that big fluffy bottom that are usually around like the collar of the shirt just hanging down. I feel like this came into style again around that same period where like boho was a whole thing. But in particular, it was connected to those like more peasant style hippie tops that were really influenced by Slavic culture, which by the way, I am Slavic and I do own like traditional clothes, but just like what that became again in the mainstream was so weird. I love the embroidery, but the tassels, I can't. They're so overdone. I feel like, again, they're so ugly. A lot of these things don't even have logical justifications because again, it's just my opinion and I just think it's ugly. Like you won't catch me wearing the tassels, yo. Because also like, let's just say you have two tassels here, like, are you supposed to tie them in a little knot, like in a bow? Like they're just so awkward to me. Another thing to kind of top off this bohemian themed section of things I hate, it would be Aztec like / tribal prints, specifically prints just like on cotton, like t-shirt material. This again was so big in like the mid 2010s. And I just think it's so ugly. Traditional patterns and traditional applications I think are really rad, but the fact that it was just so overdone, it was everywhere. It was like Kohl's, LuLaRoe leggings, just all kinds of horrible images are coming to my head and like giving me nightmares. I feel like it is a distant cousin to Galaxy print, like in terms of the role that it played in that time. I think there's a lot of other better cool patterns that we can be riffing off of, but alas. I'm gonna switch it up for a minute and talk about two more current trends. The first one, and if you're an employed person and you touch grass, you might not even be too aware of this one, but it is really ultra oversized jeans, usually jeans that are thrifted, that are cinched at the waist with a belt so that they like can just barely stay on your body and they look like two giant balloons on your legs. I have never seen anyone in real life wear it, so maybe it is just something that exists on the internet. I see it sometimes on like Depop when people are taking product photos of the pants but they're not their size, so like, you know, they just put them on and they wear a belt. It's like, first off, if you're doing that, what even is the point? Because no person who actually is the size of those pants is going to be able to determine how they look because they're on you and they're like 5 sizes too big. Like that's not going to translate into a person who actually wears that size, you know, putting them on. For the people who do wear it like that on purpose as a fashion, it almost kind of feeds into current like barrel leg jeans. I know that they are super popular, so I'm sure that plenty of you guys own pairs. Anytime that I tried them on, they just didn't fit my body properly. Why are they going out like this? It's just like, it isn't flattering. I am into like creating silhouettes and creating shapes, but there are much better ways to do that than just literally giving balloon. Like, it's giving pantaloons, which is another trend I hate, but we'll skip past that. Okay, so one really big one that I haven't touched on yet is cold shoulder. And I feel like almost every single one of you is gonna agree with me on the cold shoulder thing. This is one of those like mid-2010s trends. I don't even know why this was a trend, because back then I don't ever remember thinking, oh, that's cute, like I want to wear that. I feel like this was forced upon all of us. Like nobody had a say, just all of a sudden every shirt was cold shoulder. And even today this kind of prevails, especially with plus size fashion. Like I've seen it a lot, you know, in recent years. And I've heard people say like, we don't want the cold shoulder. Like, is that supposed to be sexy? Is that supposed to be a way to like show skin? Everyone is like, I feel like banded together. Like, we don't like the cold shoulder. It's so dated too. I don't really see this coming back, especially for the application of just being like a t-shirt with like a cold shoulder. If it was something with like a more fluttery sleeve, like maybe like a chiffon kind of material, I could see cases where that is something that's being produced these days. But in terms especially of like a cotton, polyester, or a blend t-shirt, no. Cold shoulders need to be laid to rest. They should have never been brought to life, first of all. They're kind of like The Walking Dead now. They're in every single thrift store, every single aisle, every section. There's always cold shoulder tops, and nobody's buying them. They're never coming back. Next, I'm coming at you with some more like early 2020s trends. And by the way, I haven't been really saying these in any particular order, but I guess I'm sort of grouping them in my mind just for this video to make more sense. I hate oversized scrunchies. And I am talking like the really massive ones. It is just a trend that I can never see myself wearing. I have no idea why wearing a giant piece of fabric like the size of my head is gonna look cute when I have approximately like 5 hairs. I just don't think it is a very cute style. I don't think it's very flirty. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. It's not really carefree. It's just like strange. It's very strange. From the same era, something I hate that you will never catch me wearing: paper bag waists, specifically paper bag waist jeans. This is something that reminds me a lot of when I was in high school, so like the late 2010s. Paper bag waists on things like wide-legged lounge pants are cute, some shorts, but I just think with denim, it doesn't make sense because the paper bag waist, I feel like, is kind of a flowy, light thing with the way the fabric sort of drapes together in the paper bag waist. But if it's denim, I feel like with that fabric, it's like rigid and like constricted, and it just doesn't match with what the vibe of a paper bag waist is. And yeah, I just think, again, it's a really dated style. I don't think it's great, and I think it really is something that was not timeless. I think that's kind of my issue with a lot of the trends that I'm talking about right now. When you look at things today, for example, tennis shoes, you know, are trending, whether it be like Adidas, small polka dots are trending. These are things that are timeless. Like, they keep coming back. They can always look good. They're more like basic. And I think, again, like my issue with a lot of these things I have icks about is they're just so extreme. Whether it be like taking one simple thing and doing it to the extreme, like doing a giant hair scrunchie, or whether it's taking one simple trend and just shoving it in everyone's faces for way too long, way much longer than it was welcome, like the cold shoulders being around forever, or like the little ties in the shirt, you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what might be uniting all of my icks. And then one more thing I wanted to say about that fashion era that I don't like, speaking of bottoms too, is like plaid and like checkered bottoms. The plaid I feel like is more 2010s, like kind of Tumblr-y, soft grunge, but the checkered I think is very like 2020-ish, very like TikTok, e-girl. And both of those to me just scream fast fashion when I look back. I just think it was super overdone, very strange to wear out just like in a daily casual setting. Another fashion ick that I have is oversized polka dot print. I know I just mentioned polka dots like a minute ago. I love tiny polka dots, especially small white ones on black. It has been super in, I think, over the past year. It's adorable, it's timeless, but big polka dots, oh my God. It's so clown, it's so camp. Again, I feel like it had like a resurgence or upsoar in the mid 2010s or early 2010s even. It's atrocious. Get it away from me. Again, such a dated pattern. Same thing with Chevron, honestly. But Chevron, I feel like I have less to say because I'm like, that is seriously never coming back. We've come to the last thing already. I really wanted to end off with a bang because this is one that I really hate. And it's something that is super trendy right now, especially with like fashion influencers, like the TikTok girlies, the Pinterest girlies, some of the YouTube girlies. I don't even know what this is called, but it's the shoes that have like a separation between your toes. It's the ballet flats in particular. I don't know if I should call it like a camel toe because that's not what that is, but that also is what it looks like. It is so ugly. It is such like, I don't even know how to put this into words. It is such a niche thing that strays so far from the norm. And like the way it's being done, it's just so clearly to me like someone's trying hard. I'm sorry, but like to me, like it's just not a very authentic thing that someone would be buying if it weren't for the trend. I know there's like a Onitsuka ballet flat that everyone has been buying. No, keep it away from me. We don't want it. I can't imagine someone just like a normal suburban person like wearing this in their day-to-day life. Like it is to me so unserious. And again, like you're just trying hard. I shouldn't even apologize anymore because again, this is just my fashion icks. I would love for all of you guys to share your opinions on this video. Tell me what your fashion icks are. Are we aligned? Do we agree? Because these things really gnaw at me. As someone who thrifts a lot too, this just comes up so much, you know, especially in the secondhand market because all of these trends, nobody's buying. That's what I was saying earlier. Like they're just in the thrift stores. They're just hanging out. They're just garbage, you know? Again, because of how outlandish they were and or how much they were really driven into the freaking ground until people could not handle it anymore. Please let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, if you got a kick out of it any which way, please remember to like and subscribe. I know I've been kind of busy. I've been away for almost a month. My bad, but life gets busy. I hit 100 subs. I am so happy about that. What a huge milestone for this channel. That is insane. So I am like really proud, really grateful. I want to do something to celebrate. So I am kind of thinking about like making a cake, like doing a celebration, not to be too much, but you only live once. And I think it's definitely something to celebrate. Thank you guys all for being here. I truly appreciate your support. Even just watching the video means the world to me. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.